You're listening to the Queens of BravoCon podcast. I'm Lisa Hendrickson, your hostess, and with me is John Meeker, my co-host. Welcome, John.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Exhausted.
I can imagine.
I woke up this morning with almost no notifications. I was like, can I breathe today?
Yeah, because tickets went on sale yesterday. And technically the day before, if you're
Yep.
in this BravoCon group.
Yeah, I only had 15 notifications this morning. So usually it
Wow.
was like this all.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Too much.
I know.
Wow.
Well, for those that maybe missed this whole crazy week, Thursday we did have pre-sale tickets for BravoCon.
Yeah.
And so as what we did last year was we put out an announcement the day before saying just there's an announcement coming, just a little heads up, but we didn't say what, but everybody knows. And then Thursday, 11 o'clock on the dot, my time, instantly sold out
Yeah.
because it was just like boom. But remember, it
Yeah.
wasn't just our group that had pre-sale. Bravo Insider.
Yeah.
And everybody that got on that list got the same deal. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it. So those that don't know, it wasn't just us that had pre-sale, it was Bravo itself too. And then, codes get leaked out. Plus Bravo, I think had Bravo broadcast. They also had a code.
Oh, really?
I
That
don't know
makes
what that
sense.
is.
I don't either. But
Uh,
I mean, it makes sense that they would, any inside group would
yeah.
like, yeah, it checks
Yeah.
out.
So I mean, there was three codes out there being swirled around, and everybody,
Yep.
you know how it goes on the internet. Once something's leaked, it's
It's
leaked.
out there. Yeah, forever.
Yeah. So the sales, but then after everything was sold out, then things started to change.
Hmm.
People were refreshing their screens and getting in, and then all of a sudden tickets were still being sold. And it was kind of like what I learned is it's almost like roulette or the lottery at this point.
Okay.
Bravo's big now. BravoCon's big. I mean, it's gotten bigger. They've done so much more marketing. You see
Hmm.
it all the time on the TV shows. Last year, they didn't do it so much. Now they have
No.
full-blown ads everywhere. So they expanded their market and put, a lot more into their advertising. So it's to be expected. Um,
Hmm.
last year, our group only had 4 or 5,000 people on pre-sale day.
Yeah.
Everybody got a chance to get a ticket more than likely. This year, the group was at 18, almost 19,000. Plus
Yeah.
the internet got wind of all the codes and everything else. So not everybody got tickets. And that was, it was so sad to watch.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, and there were two chances. So obviously pre-sale was great, and
Yeah.
then regular on sale. A lot of people still, I don't have tickets still.
You didn't get one, huh?
And I'm on the wait list, which I do love that they added a wait list this year, because like from 2022, we know they had a
Right.
couple, it was almost like a rolling on sale, right? As
Yeah.
details get locked in, as they figure out, oh yeah, we can have more people than we thought, they'll open up more tickets,
Yep.
and we have an opportunity to go buy more tickets. But um this first pass was, I think, even faster than
Oh,
last year.
well, people were still buying all afternoon. So that was
Yeah.
we kept seeing the posts, people were like, I just got VIP at
Yeah.
3 o'clock. So I think that a lesson for next year to learn is that you can, I mean, honestly, it's 2 or 3 computers if you can, your phone, iPads, have everything ready, try to get in, but there is hope for people. And
Hmm.
then the next day it was sold out immediately too at
Yeah.
noon. So that was the big day.
Yeah.
Again, people started posting a little bit more though. But I think last year they actually had another round of tickets open in
Hmm.
August or so. So a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, well, don't worry, they're going to have another round. And I'm like, you can't guarantee there's going to be
Can't,
another round.
you can't guarantee there will be another round. That's not something to
No,
count on. No.
no. And you can't guarantee anything's not going to, everything's going to change. It's a different venue, a different company doing things, different everything.
Yeah.
So now we have a little breather. The tickets
Hmm.
are all done. People, in all fairness, a lot of people had already reserved hotel rooms and whatnot. And I'm just saying, just hold those hotel rooms until because if you cancel, then you have to pay way
Not,
more higher and you
yeah,
still
you're
have
not going to
time
be
to
able to get it
cancel.
back. Yeah.
Still have time to cancel. So just let
Well,
those,
and one day tickets were announced and are coming next Friday. So we know that there are
Yeah.
more tickets coming.
Yes.
So even if you expected 3-day tickets,
Yep.
don't despair. Now, couple things to note with one day is you had to in 2022, and I imagine it'll be the same this year. You have to pick a day. You're not buying a 1-day ticket for whatever day you show
Yeah.
up. Like you have to pick a day. Saturday always sold out
Hmm.
immediately. So don't bank on Saturday, but Sunday and Friday last year at least took a
Yeah.
minute to sell out. So that could be a better plan for you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that I saw in the group say they had 1-day passes last year and they just spent the day doing that's all they wanted anyway. So I'm glad
Yeah.
they have that opportunity for that because that's all some people want. They're driving in
Yeah.
from California, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They want a single day. But I think the important thing for fans to remember is so we saw a bunch of bots go in and buy a bunch of tickets, and they actually didn't seem to get too many because there's a lot of postings, but there's not
Right.
Taylor Swift level of postings for tickets for sale, which was next level. But like the important thing to remember is like Bravo, there's very little Bravo can do to control that doesn't
Yeah.
make ticketing an absolute pain for fans, right? Like, yeah, if they wanted to make you put a name on that ticket and check your ID and do all of these steps, they could do that, and that would severely limit scalpers. But what that means for us is slower entry. It means
Mhm.
longer lines. It means issues of like, well, I bought
Right.
it for my sister, but I didn't put my sister's name on it. I put my name on it.
Right.
Well, that's not allowed because we're trying to fight scalpers. So like, it's a really hard line to walk, which means as fans, like the best and really only thing that can be done is just don't buy scalper tickets, no
No.
matter what. Like I know you want to go. I
Oh,
know it's exciting. I know
they're
I
what? They're
know the
incredible. They're like
pain.
12 grand for 3-day
I know for
VIP.
GA. There were like $3,000 GA tickets. And at first I saw it and I was like, 3 grand. Okay, well, like I guess that's not too bad for VIP because it's oh no, it's general admission for
Yeah.
3 grand. That's insane. But doesn't matter what the price is, don't buy from scalpers. Like if
Yeah.
anybody is asking you to pay more than ticket value, and there will be a couple people legitimate who bought tickets who can't
Right.
go, who are like, listen, I just want my money back. So if anybody's willing to pay face value for these, I'll sell them to you. Because life happens and they can't go. Like totally legit, feel free to buy those tickets. But anybody who's asking you to pay more than face value for their
No.
tickets is scalping it. Just don't buy it. Like there are other ways to get into BravoCon. There will be more. We know at the very least there'll be 1-day ticket sales.
Right.
Don't buy
Well,
scalper tickets.
well, so what we did in 19
Mhm.
was we did allow ticket sales between members after things calmed down with the regular tickets.
Yeah.
And that was my first year running the group. So I had a lot of learning, but I
Yeah.
did learn that there is a method to doing it. And so what our group does, and this is what we did last year, and it worked out good, is we have a pinned post in the group. That's the only place we allow ticket sales. One post, and in the end, you're going to see thousands of comments. But
That's
what's kind of cool is, and this is what I recommend, is if you are looking to buy, look at the person who's buying it, make sure their profile looks legitimate, okay?
Mhm.
And make sure that they message you the receipt with their name on it. Okay. And this
Yeah.
is like you can prove this, okay? And if it looks sketchy, skip, move to the next person. There will be a lot of people selling and a lot of people wanting to buy. So this is where it's kind of like an open market. We allow it. It's up to you. We don't have responsibility. Um, you could tell there's a lot of scammy profiles and things like that. And in the end, we had very few people. In fact, I don't even remember anybody that was like another member scammed me. We did have at the end, the very tail end, some scammers sneak in and they were trying to sell, and we caught them right away because our members reported them.
Yeah. Which is good. But we
Yep.
got to remember with 19,000 members this year, that's going to
Yeah,
be so much harder. So everybody's got to be
it's
really careful.
you do. So I will be posting a lot about that, how to
Yeah.
prevent fraud and to report it. So just to let you know, in the past 2 days, I have booted 3 people from the group.
Oh,
I
wow.
am on it. My eyes were everywhere yesterday. And people were messaging me saying, look, someone's already trying to sell a ticket for $1,800. I go, not in my group.
Nope.
Nope. And I blocked them, didn't even tell them. I booted them out and I told the girl, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
That's up to the group to keep it that way. So that's why I'm encouraging people to just send me a message.
Yeah.
Me, Susie, we have two more mods, Shari and Lindsay Clark, the scheduling master.
Hey.
The
um,
scheduling master. Yeah.
we are 100% going to be talking about scheduling later, and we have to have Lindsay
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. In fact,
on.
I had a super fan tell me that she thinks we should start inviting more people to be on the podcast. So I was like, hey,
Great.
I'll bring it
I
up with
love that.
John. We kind of
Yeah,
have a lot of shows left, so it'd be fun to have some guests.
it would be.
Yeah.
It would be. A couple things I wanted to like throw in there. So before we go any further, we have to say the usual, like we are
Oh,
not affiliated
yes.
with Bravo or BravoCon or Bravo TV or NBC or anybody. We're affiliated with
Anybody.
Lisa and John.
Just have fun chat with no
Yeah.
schedule, no script.
Yep. But so one of the things that I've been seeing a lot in the BravoCon group, because I've been stalking, is a lot of people are worried about like, what if more tickets become available, right? So
Yeah.
like if I buy this coming Friday, if I buy a 1-day GA ticket and then 3-day VIP tickets go on sale and I want the 3-day VIP tickets, like what do I do then? So last year, I don't think a lot of people know this, but last year Bravo would let you upgrade your tickets.
Oh,
So if you purchased like a 1-day ticket and then 3-day tickets became available,
right.
they would say just buy them as soon as they become available and then email us and let us know,
Okay.
hey, you'll see, and make sure you buy them under the same name, same email
Okay.
address, same credit card, like don't change any details. And just email them and say, hey, I bought 1-day GA and then 3-day VIP went on sale. I bought that as well. Can you refund the
Okay.
1 GA? And they did that last year. I don't know for sure that they'll do that this year, but like
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, hey, I wanted
Yeah.
to give you more money. Yes, I'll take your
Yes.
money. Why not?
They'll just
So,
resell that 1 day to somebody else. I mean, people are
yeah,
glad to be able to have another option.
yeah.
I forgot
So
about that. Yep.
don't there were a lot of people stressed out of like, well, now I don't know if I should get the 1 day or if I should wait or what I should do. Like,
Yeah.
get what you can get. Don't let yourself stress out. And then as new stuff becomes available, just reach out to them.
Right.
They're super helpful with that stuff. So no
I know.
stress.
We
I
had
also,
great experiences with guest experiences.
yeah, good, good. I also saw a lot of people saying that this year was bigger, and that they thought that they were selling more tickets this year. And we talked about this very briefly a couple episodes.
Smaller.
It's small. Yeah, this year is not bigger than Javits Center. It's when you account for everything, it's a tiny, tiny bit smaller, but I'm expecting, and I think it's realistic, that it's going to be pretty much the same experience. I think you'll have
Yeah.
3 theaters. I do think you'll have a lot more of the photo meet and greet opportunities. There were 4 like meet and greet rooms last year, and I think there'll be more this year than that. But like, it's not going to be dramatically bigger, which is
No.
why I think tickets sold out so fast. Is not a ton more people can go. So
Well, you know what? Bravo is a very inclusive community.
yeah,
Like, if you don't know about Bravo, you're clueless to what the insides of it really is like. And
yeah,
a lot of new people, they haven't experienced it. They don't know. They're just catching on. There's a BravoCon, and each year it has a lot of learning curves.
yeah,
And even though we learned a lot last year, we're going to learn a lot this year again, you know?
yeah,
Excuse me. Yeah, it's going to be another year of learning. But, hopefully, and as a group owner, I have to learn a lot too. And let me just tell you that I learned a lot in these past few days, way more than I thought I could ever learn about people, members, how I'm going to run the group in the future,
yeah,
because it's going to get bigger. And as a group owner, people, when you own a group, you don't have any expectations when you first start it. And now look what it's become. It's become awesome. I didn't know this 4 years ago. And now I'm like, in a few years, BravoCon might not be every year, it might be every other year. Eventually there might not be anymore. Who knows? I mean, I'm hoping it is, but this group could end up really big. And I
yeah,
have to figure out how to manage all that, because the expectations, I don't want to put it out there, is like, if we get these deals, then everybody gets it. Not everybody won't get stuff.
yeah.
No, it's
Speaking of that, have you figured out, because I keep hearing all the buzz about group meetups in the BravoCon, have you figured out how to make that work with 19,000 people in the group?
well, I put a bug in some ears that and I actually have no problem putting it as a group post saying, if anybody knows somebody that wants to sponsor us, I got the numbers, I got the stuff. And a lot of people might have that family that wants to sponsor us, or that uncle or that aunt that's like, I'll have my name plastered all over your stuff. So
Yeah.
I have some ideas for things that we can do that are affordable, which
Okay.
means zero money, because I don't have any budget for this, no money. But I also got another person who approached me with a bar that is very popular. Then they know the manager, and they are going to try to hook us up, and it's close to the lake. So
Okay.
it's in progress. I've got a couple different things, but I think we were spoiled last year with having the hotel right
Yeah.
next to it and the bar downstairs. And so, I mean, I'm going to take that as that was a fun year, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. The same
Yeah.
kind of meetup.
Yeah.
And if you do the math, 300 people showed up last year out of 6,000 in the group. So that
Mhm.
means there might be like 600 this year or more.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people for any kind of venue.
Well, I've ran events in Minneapolis before for 400 people, and it was a lot different. It was a convention, not
Yeah.
just a quick meetup. So I can do it. It's just,
Yeah.
figure it out.
It's a
But
lot.
yeah, it's about 30 grand to rent a meetup room.
Yeah.
It is
Anyone
not
have an
cheap.
extra 30 grand in their pocket? Like,
Yeah.
call Lisa. She's got you.
And the problem is after that, then it either has to be free or you got to sell tickets. And I'm like, oh, and I'm not getting into that. I
Mm-mm.
am not selling tickets, because then you get people that don't want to cancel. They want a refund.
Mhm.
So, and I'm like, I'm not a business for
You
that.
gotta do your own customer service at that point.
That's all right. I want people to show up for free and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and that's kind of the vibe of the group and the vibe of the weekend. Like, we're just here to have
I
fun. We're here to
know.
hang out. It'll be good.
Last year was so perfect. That's why
Yeah.
I was like a little disappointed I wasn't in New York, because I was like, I got everything ready. I'm good to go.
You
But
finally like figured out exactly how to do New York, and then they changed the city.
you know, hey, there's hope they'll go back next year.
Yeah.
Because there's more room at Javits. They could actually rent more space.
Yeah, there's other spaces
Let's
there.
let's see.
Maybe maybe they'll go to a different city there next year just to mess with us.
I know. What other
Pick
big
something
city
brand.
where would we go
I don't know.
in November?
Call this City Watch now. I mean, the in November kind of eliminates the like Chicago.
Oh yeah. Nothing north. It would be Miami, Austin, South by Southwest probably has the big enough space for us.
But enough space down there, yeah. Or San Diego with San Diego Comic-Con space.
Oh, that big room.
Oh yeah, the convention center in San Diego had to keeps dramatically expanding for Comic-Con. Like, it's
Wow.
huge. It's crazy. Um,
Well, it's close to Orange County, kind of, right?
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
close. How do we not have the Real Housewives of San Diego already?
I don't know. Or Vegas.
Or Vegas? That's
Vegas
true.
would be fun.
So ticketing stuff, before we finish on ticketing stuff, we know, so Bravo Palooza is sold out according to the website. So we'll see, maybe there's more tickets added there, maybe not. And Watch What Happens Live hasn't gone on sale yet.
Nope. I didn't buy any Bravo Palooza.
You didn't?
Nope. I'm sticking to my flight plan.
Okay.
my scooter and flight laps, and
Laps around.
I had to commit to it again, because you know what? I was like, I had so much fun last year just doing my own thing and not.
Yeah.
I only went to Gary. That was the only scheduled thing I went to. I was like, Gary was at 9. I was done for the day. I was free. So that's what I'm gonna go with again. So, and remember, I mentioned to people, if you didn't get VIP in the GA, my first day there was just acting like a GA person the whole day. I had a blast, either way. So it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Everything that's in the 60 events, most of them are probably gonna be with the GA stuff too.
Yeah.
So we talked about that last show.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I actually put that in one of my posts too. I said there's 60 events. So
yeah,
I think with the VIP, the big thing that you'd be missing is the lounge. And that's not even to say it's going to be the same.
Right. Right. Well, we know it'll be slightly different because it's not SVIP anymore. And so conceivably more folks, I would assume, but
it might be just a paid bar and maybe some just light snacks. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
The S was super important. Now it's just VIP.
Yeah. The S is what made the experience different, Lisa.
I know, and a lot of people, but I mean, again, it comes down to the budget and the money and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will treat myself like an SVIP.
I mean, you should be
That's
doing that every day, though. You don't need BravoCon to treat yourself like the queen you are.
no, no, we shouldn't.
That applies to everybody. We
That's
don't
right.
need BravoCon to treat ourselves. So,
I don't even like the fact that they have two types of tickets. I wish there was just one and you could buy on add-ons.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you had talked about earlier too.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, because when people, I hate to say it this way, but when you can't afford something, that makes it a little
Yeah.
jealousy that you're just
Yeah.
like, I wish I could afford it. And I wish that they just had one ticket for everybody. And then if you want the add-ons, you bought them. And then that was because you choose to.
Yeah.
And, that's how I just kind of look at it. But I don't run the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Watch What Happens Live, not on sale. Nobody's gotten tickets for that yet, which is, it feels weird to me. Does that feel weird to you or no?
Well, it sounds like to me they're doing them in layers, like
Okay.
stages. The tickets.
Yeah.
So that, Bravo Palooza, is that 100% sold out? Done?
Well, it's sold out, but tickets were sold out last year and then they were able to find more. So
Okay.
it's kind of always back to that. Well, if they figure out that the room it's going to be in is bigger, they can have more people, whatever, then there's suddenly more tickets on sale, which isn't, I think a lot of people think of that as like a strategy. And
Right.
we have to remember it's usually, I mean, maybe it is, but usually it's not. Usually it's just trying to plan an event the size of BravoCon
Right.
takes a lot of time and not every detail is locked in today.
No.
And so as stuff changes, they're Bravo's working really hard, at least from what I see. It seems like they're working really hard not to overcommit, right? You don't want to be in the
Yeah.
situation where you're like, hey, you have a 3-day ticket and we just realized our capacity is actually slightly less than we thought it was.
Yeah.
So we're taking your ticket away. Um, which I mean, obviously would be catastrophic and gross. So it feels like they sold what they know for sure they can sell now.
Right.
And if that changes, they'll sell more, but it may or may not change.
Well, so let's see. Option. So the GA people get option to purchase it
Yeah.
and the VIP get it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. They both get option
Early.
to purchase.
Early access for option to purchase.
Yeah.
So no, okay, last year the VIP came with it. So
Yeah.
here's what the question is begging is, if they're gonna do one day next week, then they're gonna take a break and then do Watch What Happens Live, right?
Mhm.
Is that gonna go out to the general public or only to people that bought tickets already?
I think it's only people who bought tickets already.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Because people have asked that. Can I buy just Watch What Happens Live and just go to Vegas still?
And the answer is
Yeah.
usually no.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be sent to people that have purchased already. And then after that, maybe, but did we talk about that last week? It was 1,200 people has in the Paris Theater.
Yeah. We pulled up
That's
that.
way bigger. But then Manhattan Center, we figured it was 1,200 as well, right?
Yeah, it probably was, the Manhattan Center on their website is like, we can do 3,000, but you can't actually put 3,000 people in that space
No, it
with the
seems so
stage and
much
all that.
smaller to me.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me. So one thing to note for Watch What Happens Live, because I did see in the BravoCon group a lot of people being like, oh, you don't really need your BravoCon wristbands because the website will let you buy. It doesn't, at least in 2022, it didn't really check that in advance. But you did. If you showed up with a Watch What Happens Live ticket and you weren't wearing a BravoCon wristband, they
No,
just wouldn't let you in.
right.
So it feels like you can go and they're like, oh, it's the honor system. It's not the honor system.
No.
Y'all are wearing a wristband. They're really
Oh.
easy to see.
Let me tell you, security at the Manhattan Center did not like me. I was so great though, but I was like, can I just go out to smoke? And they were like, no, you're in, you're in. I was
You're
like,
in, you're done.
I was aghast. I was like, what? I go, I just want to go out real quick. And I'm like, I can sit right there. I brought my scooter. And they're like, no.
You get for getting there early, Lisa.
I was like, dang, I guess I'll come late next time. But yeah, they do check that stuff. So
Yeah. So don't chance it. But so I guess my question though is I'm wondering, Watch What Happens Live is totally different than BravoCon,
Yeah.
right? Like they're the same. obviously it's the same family,
It's
but
just a
like,
huge event of the event.
yeah,
It's like a showcase of the.
but Watch What Happens Live is a live TV taping, which, and we know that like there's only one or two Bravo talent who are SAG-AFTRA and are covered by
Yeah.
that, and these are not covered by those contracts. So
Yeah.
BravoCon itself, and like there's a question on the page, like BravoCon is not impacted by the
Yeah.
strikes. I really am wondering though if TV production may be impacted. Like, and the show Watch What Happens Live can't have writers right now, and like they've been making that work. But if you're trying to put on a giant event, the scale, like a giant show the scale of BravoCon shows, because we know those had sometimes upwards of 100 guests. Like, I
Right.
don't know how you do that without a writer.
Well, you know what? Maybe they'll get crafty. We don't have a writer. We just wing it.
That's true. But Lisa, you can tell in our show that we don't have a
We're
writer.
not pros, but hey, remember last week you're like, how do you think we're doing? I go, we're fine. We're just two friends chatting.
Yeah,
We're
this is
chatting.
just chit chat. If anybody cares about our opinion, they'll listen. And if
We
they
don't
don't,
have, we
they'll
don't
go
have
to
a
the
script.
other group. It's fine.
I think we tried scripting, but it didn't work.
Yeah, we tried it. It's not our style. Those were the episodes where it was
Um,
the awkward, like, well, you're ahead of the, we got to go talk about this because
I
you're ahead
know
of the script.
we skipped something. I was like, well, it's just fun doing our own thing.
Yeah, we do what we want.
By the way, we're over 1,000 now downloads and views. So thank you
Ooh.
to all of people who've been watching the
Oh,
show. And I did see a few comments in the last couple of days of people that were thankful they found us on the YouTube and
oh,
found the group. So I was like, yay.
I love that on
Yeah,
the YouTube. That's so
I
exciting.
know. We got our first little one that someone mentioned it, and other people mentioned it too. So thank you to everybody.
Hey. Um,
Um,
so now though we're transitioning, right, Lisa? So up to this point has been a lot of wild speculation.
we can end the speculation of the tickets.
Yep. So we know tickets. We know that info is going to start to kind of be released on a rolling basis. Some weeks will be nothing. Some weeks will be a ton of stuff. But
Yeah.
generally, it's pretty consistent over kind of the summer months that we start to, or summer weeks, I mean, we start to get more and more info. So we're going to talk more and more
Right.
about that every week, right?
Yeah, I think with some topics for sure that we'll be covering is next week is one day. Then after that, I bet there's a little bit of a break. Then watch what happens live. Then a little bit of a break, and then they're probably going to do more ticket releases if they have them.
Yeah.
When that would come, I'm going to guess. And then around that time is when I did the math looking at last year's post. We started to allow ticket sales 2 months before. We made
Yeah.
people wait because there was so much going on and we
Yeah.
didn't want to confuse people. So when that day comes, that'll be probably late August, mid-August. Then we'll say, here's your ticket to, or your pin post to do that. And then after that, we talk about the schedules, the panels, and all the event stuff. That's the tickets are over at that point, and we'll move on to the actual event. I think that's kind of where I'm going. And
Yeah.
whatever else pops up, there's going to be some drama and
Always.
I know something
Always.
crazy.
Some
Well,
crazy happens.
Bethany and Jill are friends again. I mean, that didn't break the
I
internet, but
mean,
geez,
I
what
mean, I mean, they're friends again, as
for
much as they
media?
ever were, I suppose.
I saw
Um,
that. There wasn't even in our group. I saw another
yeah.
Bravo group.
Really?
Yeah, our group was
You're
too
in
busy.
other Bravo groups, Lisa? That
I
doesn't feel like
actually,
acceptable behavior.
I know, and I actually joined one because this lady in our group was like just talking about her group, and something about how she runs it, and I was like, oh, you can do that here though. I'm fine with that. And then she invited me to her group, and I looked at it. I was like, it's kind of a cute group. They have less members than us, but they definitely are. All they talk about is Bravo shows, and it's not a competitor. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'll just
Yeah,
watch it.
that's cool.
Otherwise, yeah, I dropped all the other Bravo groups because mine was just too. This one was
I
just too
mean,
much. But
there's so much happening in the
I
BravoCon group.
know. Yes.
Um, so I want to do a too long didn't read for those people who skipped some
Yeah.
of the episode. We all have to, this is our Zen, our moment of Zen of like, if you don't have tickets, welcome to Camp John. We don't have tickets together. It's okay. We're going to be fine. There's no stress. We're going to get one day tickets on Friday. So don't worry. And even if we don't, in this weird worst case scenario, which isn't going to happen, but like if it does, there'll probably be rolling tickets available down the line. So don't stress, don't freak yourself out, don't cancel your flights or your hotels
I
or any
wouldn't.
plans you made just yet. We all were smart and we made sure that we didn't do the non-refundable option because we listened to that podcast and we
Yes.
didn't do the non-refundable. So we're fine. Everything's fine, y'all. Don't worry about it. We're all a little sad that in Camp John that we didn't
Yep.
get the Bravo Palooza, and that's okay. We'll allow ourselves to be sad about that, but it's gonna be great.
Well, I had a little fabu or snafu with my airplane. I found out that the town I'm moving to doesn't have any flights to Vegas, so I have to go to Minneapolis.
Oh.
And so that's going to cause me drama.
Well, how far
So
is it? How far is the drive to Minneapolis for you?
it's like an hour, hour and a half, but it ain't far. But I probably will just take a bus up there because they have a shuttle.
That's
Takes you right to
still
the airport.
that's a long drive to
I
get to.
know. I'm kind of bummed because I was like, I thought I could get one flight. That
Yeah,
I remember I bought tickets that were changeable.
right,
So I
right.
didn't get the refundable, but that was last year. Because remember,
Yeah.
I bought, actually, these flights are from the first year of COVID. They're from 2020. I'm still working on. No kidding. They keep letting
That's
me
so
change them.
funny.
I changed them for 2021, had to cancel them again. And
Yeah,
last year, oh, I don't even want to talk about last year. I had so much drama with the flights, but I still had this credit.
so it worked
So I'm
out.
probably just gonna have to bus up there and at least I'm not driving so I can have a
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah. To relax a little bit on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
have
just
to,
it's hard when you're already flying for like 4 hours to add an hour and a half, 2 hours on top of that
and
of
there's no
transit.
direct flight. It's nothing direct. So I'm like, so I have a little drama too.
Wait, it's nothing direct from Minneapolis?
Direct to Denver. Yeah, but Sun Country Airlines does destination, but I didn't buy through Sun Country. I bought through
Yeah.
United.
I've only flown Sun Country once. I like Sun Country.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
They're nice.
They're from Minnesota. They built their
Yeah.
company there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and they're like their seats are everything's a little older on Sun Country. So like
No
I sit
luxury though.
down and I got to the gate and they like were offering upgrades to first class for $100.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, take my money, $100. And like
Right.
you sit in these first class seats, they're nice and big and comfy, but they're so old they don't have the in-screen monitor. And so like the
Oh,
flight attendant comes around and hands out iPads, and
yes.
it's like, here you go for in-flight entertainment. I was like,
Yes.
honestly, this is perfect. Like
I
I feel
love
like
Sun
it's a
Country.
low-cost luxury, and I'm in for low-cost
You
luxury.
know what? Sit down, have the free drinks,
Yeah,
enjoy the nap, eat the food.
enjoy. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
I
great.
fall asleep during the movies anyway because I've already had like 5 drinks, so I'm at that point ready for my snooze.
Ready to pass out. I love it. Well, that's what the flight back is for, watching the other half of the
Oh
movie.
my God. Yeah, we'll have a show about the day after. Holy moly.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be
Ugh,
interesting.
it's a whole thing. All right.
All right. So I think that was probably a good show right here. I don't know what else we got to chat about. Covered everything.
Yeah.
So, you think so too?
I think that's everything, friends.
All right. I did want to read a couple of just little comments people made. Remember last week you had a comment? You said you flagged. and
I
stuff?
did. Yeah.
We didn't talk about it. Do you remember it?
Let me pull it up. Oh, no, we did talk about it. It was the people saying that it was smaller.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I wanted to flag it, but I was like, I'm going to go into too much detail
Okay.
about it. I can't do it in 30 seconds.
We just had a couple people make comments on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Like I said, John and I don't, we're not out to make this huge podcast. It's just a little fun for us to talk about and share with the group. So any comments are welcome though. And
yeah. And as we are now full steam ahead, people have tickets, people have reservations. As your questions pop up about what you're confused about, what you're concerned about, you can always put it in the BravoCon group. Sometimes we steal questions from the BravoCon group, but we want to answer your questions. Like that's what we're doing this for. If Lisa and I didn't care about your questions, we wouldn't do the podcast.
Right.
We know how to do BravoCon. So if you have any questions, email us at queensofbravocon@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer those questions on the show.
Yes. And we'll close the show by saying you can follow us on the Facebook group too. If you're finding us on YouTube, just go to Facebook and search BravoCon. We're the only ones with the word BravoCon. No other group. So it's just that. And the podcast Podbean, it's queenofbravocon.podbean.com. podbean.com. That's
Yes.
what podcast is. But a lot of folks love our YouTubes.
I love the YouTube.
Today it looked fabulous. I have a house showing today.
Ooh, you do look good today.
Okay.
You've worn this shirt before though, and it's quickly becoming my favorite shirt of yours.
I have not worn this on any of the shows.
Really? Because
I look at all my shows to make sure I'm not wearing the same outfit.
okay, I mean, one, you way more prepped than I do because I'm pretty sure I've worn this shirt on shows before. I love this shirt then. I thought I'd seen this shirt before.
I wore it at BravoCon.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
It is my favorite. In fact, I have two of them because I
Oh.
love it so much. If I ruin one, I have a spare.
You have a spare. That's honestly, when you find a piece of clothing that you like, that's exactly what you have to do.
I did. And that way.
Otherwise, it's heartbreaking because eventually you spill something on it or it gets torn or something happens.
This thing is indestructible. It's like perfect. And I just love that when I was tanner in Florida, it just really had the glow with the tan, but now I'm losing that. But it is one of my favorite shirts.
I mean, come Vegas.
I'm actually also just to close. I'm actually might be even wearing more clothes because I landed my first big large group training for Microsoft, 540 people.
Ooh.
That's huge. That means I got to look like this every day because I'm teaching.
Look at Lisa go. I love
I
it.
know. I'm kind of proud of that. So yeah, I needed that little kick. It helps you get ready every day when you got to be on camera every day.
It really does. We all know from COVID, having something to get up and get ready for changes your life.
It does.
It's good. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week after one day sales. I'm sure we'll have some more deets about that and more to share. So
Yep. All right. Bye.
Thanks. See ya.